Her name was Sophie Bennett. For many long years, she worked as a mathematics instructor in a quiet little village. She was 34 years old, calm, cautious, and honestly, quite solitary. Every single morning, she walked down the identical path toward her school. She explained equations, taught calculations, and demonstrated theorems. Her entire existence mirrored those lessons, steady, secure, completely predictable. Until that particular afternoon when he entered her classroom. His name was Lucas Crawford, a young man of 20 summers, standing tall, possessing kind hazel eyes and a tender grin. Right from that very first session, he paid attention differently. Not merely hearing but truly listening, genuinely absorbing every word she spoke, and strangely, without understanding why. She began anticipating his inquiries. Initially, nothing seemed unusual, simply an instructor and her pupil. However, emotions refused to obey regulations. They absolutely never do. One wet, drizzly evening, she stumbled while stepping outdoors. Before gravity could pull her downward, strong arms grabbed her. Those arms belonged to Lucas. Their gazes locked near enough that she sensed his breathing, near enough to detect his pulse racing. Then he murmured softly, "You deserve joy, Sophie." That single statement shattered something deep within her soul. She attempted dismissing it, pushing it away, but that evening, sleep wouldn't come. His expression followed her straight home. And for the first moment in countless years, she experienced being truly alive and absolutely terrified. The following weeks became an emotional whirlwind. Lucas remained behind after lessons, requesting additional guidance. Occasionally they discussed mathematics. Other times, they explored life itself. Sometimes, they simply talked about nothing important. It seemed correct yet, simultaneously, completely wrong. Then, everything collapsed because of a single photograph. Another student noticed them seated together inside a small cafe, merely conversing, and uploaded that image across social media. By the following sunrise, the entire institution whispered. By midday, whispers transformed into rumors. By twilight, it evolved into scandal. Instructor romantically involved with her. Pupil, inappropriate, unqualified for teaching. Parents filed complaints. Fellow educators stared coldly. The headmaster summoned her into his chamber. "Sophie," he stated firmly, "you've violated our professional boundaries. Your resignation is necessary." She recalled sitting motionless there, completely frozen, as though she'd vanished entirely from existence. She returned home, gathered her belongings, and attempted erasing herself from everyone's memory. That same evening, Lucas arrived at her doorstep. His tone trembled with emotion. "We could depart together," he pleaded desperately. "We could build something fresh elsewhere." She desired saying yes more intensely than anything she'd ever wanted. But she refused, destroying his promising future merely to shield her aching heart. So she breathed quietly, "No, Lucas, your journey is just beginning, and she shut the door firmly. Finally, 12 months drifted past. She relocated to a small seaside community. She instructed students through online platforms, maintained silence, attempted healing her wounds. But occasionally, whenever the ocean breeze brushed against her window pane, memories of him surfaced. She questioned whether he resented her or, perhaps, had completely forgotten. Then one unexpected evening, her telephone rang. It was his mother calling. Her voice trembled uncontrollably. "Sophie, Lucas has experienced a serious accident." Her entire world halted instantly. She didn't allow the woman finishing her sentence. She seized her jacket immediately and boarded the earliest train available. The medical facility reeked of disinfectant and absolute dread. Lucas rested there, pale, fragile, yet breathing steadily. When his eyelids lifted and discovered her standing there, He smiled weakly. Asterisk, I never believed you'd actually come. Asterisk, he whispered faintly. Asterisk, obviously I came. Asterisk, she responded, voice breaking. He extended his hand toward hers. Asterisk, Sophie. When I imagined I might perish, something became crystal clear. Existence is far too brief for following everyone else's expectations. I'm indifferent about their judgments. I only value what's genuine. Inside that hushed, sterile hospital chamber, everything she'd escaped from returned flooding back. She wept openly. He clasped her hand tightly, and they both understood deeply, completely. Existence had granted them another opportunity. Months gradually passed. Lucas steadily regained strength. They relocated to a modest city and leased a humble apartment. He accepted employment at a bookshop. She continued tutoring through the internet. They didn't possess wealth, but each day seemed fresh, vibrant, meaningful. Mornings started with warm coffee. Evenings concluded watching beautiful sunsets. Sometimes they disagreed. Sometimes they laughed until their sides ached painfully. But everything remained truthful. Everything stayed real. One peaceful night, standing upon their narrow balcony, Lucas spoke softly. When I lay inside that hospital bed, I believed I'd never witness the stars again. Now every single night seems like a precious gift. She gazed upward toward the infinite sky and whispered back, then let's vow never wasting another single one. 1 year afterward, they journeyed back toward the ocean, the identical location where she once stood completely alone and utterly shattered. Lucas reached carefully into his pocket and withdrew a delicate silver band. His fingers trembled visibly. I don't possess fortune, he admitted honestly. But I possess bravery. And I possess you. That's sufficient. Tears flooded her vision instantly. Yes, Lucas Crawford. She declared firmly. Not because it's simple, but because it's authentic. They married privately. No invited guests. No captured photographs. Simply two individuals who finally ceased concealing themselves. People still murmur occasionally. But murmurs eventually disappear. She even composed a small novel titled When We Found Courage. A story regarding selecting love above fear. Regarding living before existence exhausts its remaining moments. She sacrificed her position, her good standing, her tranquility. But she discovered something infinitely greater. She discovered bravery. She discovered love. And she discovered herself. Because occasionally, love isn't regarding being correct, it's regarding being courageous. Enough to choose what's real. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like the video and share it with someone who needs hope. Subscribe to English Reflections for more simple stories and daily motivation.